Hello and welcome back to more Magic 30 Cube. Ooh, okay. the Stuffy Doll keeps taunting me. I love this card. I love the combos. I have seen opponents do it, but it doesn't seem like there's enough here for me to really want to like take this card early. Thawing Glaciers is sick. I mean, I love this card. It seems cool. It enables a bunch of shenanigans too, right? If I want to play a big control deck, this is there. So I'm going to take it. It's one of the like very few repeatable card advantage engines that I've seen in this cube so far. I'm still just getting a feel for it because I genuinely don't understand like what's good or bad in this cube because it's so different than most other cubes. And I'm trying to figure out why that is. Maybe the removal is very light. Maybe there's just less spells. Maybe the curve is weird. I have no idea. Factor Fiction though. Factor Fiction, Thawing Glaciers, Blazing Archon is interesting. Howling Mine is pretty cool. Destroy Target Goblin. That's interesting. I'm just gonna take Foff. Love me some Dirtling. Gutter Snipe? Okay. Satoru Umezawa gives everything ninjutsu, so if you have unblocked stuff, you can like kind of go crazy as well. Gutter Snipe's a win con. Firebolt's also just really good. Having cheap removal in this format seems pretty important, so I'll take that. I love blue-red spells. Like, that's kind of what I'm drawn to. And Thawing Glacier is just to help you hit your land drops to the late game. I know Cruel Ultimatum is in this cube. Cruel Ultimatum is like one of my favorite cards of all time. So if I can find a way to copy a Cruel Ultimatum, my life will be complete. Ooh, Nightpack Ambusher? Okay, so I can do like the Flash deck and then just make a bunch of wolves. I can Godpharaoh's Gift. I could take Flooded Strand and get like fixing, but Thawing Glaciers is basically all the fixing you could ever need, right? I'm gonna take the Ambusher. There's also a Brineborn Cutthroat, but the Ambusher is way sweeter. So let's do that. Because we can just, I mean, is it really a combo? Nightpack Ambusher plus Thawing Glaciers on your own turn? There's Harrow. There's also Commit Memory. But given the lack of fixing that I'm likely to have here, taking Harrow is good for that. And I already have like so many 4s. There's also Eternal Dragon. This is like the slowest win condition of all time, but it's kind of awesome. It's also worth noting, Thawing Glaciers is an activated ability, so you can pay 1, tap it, and then the ability goes on the stack, and then you can activate it with Harrow, I guess. Thawing Glaciers go back at the beginning of the cleanup step even, so you could just activate it, and then you can sacrifice Thawing Glaciers to Harrow, effectively giving you like extra land drops. So you like play it, turn 2, I guess it'd be turn 3, right? Because the enter's tapped. You play this like turn 3, turn 4 you activate it, get a land, sacrifice it, and you've ramped a little bit. It's like, it's something. Okay, Serrated Arrows, Finale of Promise, Anguished Unmaking, Wavebreak Hippocamp. I mean, Wavebreak Hippocamp, Harrow, Nightpack Ambusher is kind of cool. It's kind of weird this card doesn't have Flash. Also, it's just Polukranos, right? This cube is... This is why it's so hard for me to value, right? We have like Polukranos in the same pack as, I mean, Wavebreak Hippocamp isn't bad, I guess, but like Gate to the Afterlife, for example. I did see Godpharaoh's Gift, but I don't think that's what we're doing. I think the Hippocamp, there's 10 cards, so I'm gonna get 2 cards remaining in the pack. Let's try this Hippocamp situation. Think twice. Okay, now we're talking. That works very well with what we have going on. Tamio completed Sage does some cool stuff, but we are blue-green flash stuff. Hydroblast, Renegade Map, Runechanter's Pike, Augur of Bolas, Crackling Drake. I don't think I want Hydroblast. The Augur's interesting. I do have a couple spells. That's tempting. Yeah, let's take the Augur. Curiosity, Gem Palm Incinerator, Lightning Helix, Wing Shards. Wing Shards is awesome, but it is double white. I mean, I could take Stuffy Doll. If I do end up finding Blasphemous Act, this is like a pretty decent win condition, so I'm not risking much. This pack doesn't have many other things I want, and I do love me a good Stuffy Doll. Cascade Bluffs can help with the fixing. This has Flash, right? Very hard to cast. But if I can, it is a Flash 7/7 for 6 mana. There's Magmatic Channeler, blah, blah, blah. I'll take Cascade Bluffs. Okay, yeah, we're in the right archetype. Stormwing Entity is pretty good. Temporal Mastery, I can technically hit it with like Augur of Blast or whatever, because the problem is I want to cast a lot of things with Flash, so this doesn't necessarily fit that, but it's also just like a win condition. Sure. I'll play a Stormwing. Okay, there's our Cutthroat. Love that. I guess I take a Crypt Breaker? I don't know. Black seems a little open. So I could be like Sultai Flash. Maybe red doesn't really fit into the archetype colors. Ooh, Serrated Arrows comes around. Okay, I like that. This is like one of my all-time favorite cube cards. And like Peasant Cube. It's so good. Just play like Ultra Control with like this. And then like one of the enchantments that just gives you a bit of value. I think the one I played, this was like years ago, was like 2 mana, exile a card from a graveyard, make a 1/1 or something like that. Or exile 2 cards from the same graveyard, make a 1/1, and you just get so much value off of that because you're eating their discard so they can't like get value off of it, and then you're also making 1/1, so your win condition is also like disruptive. It's kind of awesome. Breeding Pool is cool. Earthcraft I love. I mean, that's just good. Persuasion's very expensive, but look at the art though. Big ol' octopus dude. Putting this guy inside of a bubble. I'll just take Breeding Pool. I want the mana. Hinterland Harbor Consider is probably what I want. Having instant speed interaction is good, and the Harbor might come around. Sunken Runes could be okay. But every time I've played this cube, I felt like spells were at a premium. Repulse is good. Telrend's kind of awesome here, right? That kind of fits the vibe we're going for. I love Repulse. Or no, this isn't the one I'm thinking of. The one I'm thinking of is counter target creature spell, draw a card. I'll take Telrend. I really do feel like making a bunch of flying bird things or whatever. Okay, so I mean maybe Firebolt. Again, Stuff Beetle is looking a little bit dubious. Totally Lost is very expensive. This could totally just be a Felwar Stone deck because I have a lot of 4s, so ramping into them seems like a priority. Thrag Tusk is good, Briarhorn's good, Totally Lost, expensive, Momentary Blink is fine, but I'll just take the Stone. Cheaper than Chromatic Lantern is the only reason, because I don't think my colored mana is going to be too much of an issue. Okay, Prophet of Crufix. Oh, okay. That is incredible. This card's just so good. You tap out for it, you untap, you flash in creatures during their turn. This card is unbelievably strong in Commander. It might be banned, I don't know. I haven't played in a period of time. But it's just so good. It was good in Live the Dream Cube. Just anything that gives you double mana is great, but then this gives you double mana and the ability to use it. Because Seedborn Muse is the other one, I think. And that just untaps your creatures in land. It untaps all permanents, but it doesn't give you the ability to flash stuff in. Ugh. Why? I mean, it's like technically correct to take because this card just wins games. It's just so boring. It's so boring. But here we are. It is at least a little bit more interesting in this format where there's not like Eldrazi, I guess. So there's like some play to it. Moonstare Specialist is interesting, right? This lets you return creatures to hand. Do I have any good ETB creatures? Not really. So that one's okay. Strategic Planning. Put stuff in the graveyard, which I don't really care about. Nissa does stuff. She makes... Oh, okay. She enters with 2 fewer loyalty counters. So if you cast her for 5, she enters with 3 loyalty and makes a 4/4. That's okay. I think I just take Wood Elves, maybe? I mean, she is like a pretty good win condition. Alright, I'll take the win condition. Win conditions seem useful. Oh, I love me a Living Twister. Not really in my colors. Underground River, also not really in my colors. Squirrel Nest is kind of a silly win con. I did see Earthcraft. So that's something. I have Tarfire, Cascade Bluffs. And that's just an instant spell, which probably is better. Okay, this pack doesn't have much for us. Persuasion, I guess, if we're in on the 5 mana spells is okay, but Silent Departure is so good. Chunky cards in this format. And we're playing the slow deck, right? Thawing Glaciers, Think Twice. So you want these like little tempo value plays to interact with your opponent. We could take Spikefield Hazard as one of our red sources, because then if we draw a red source, like this is just another spell. Terramender's interesting, because it does just get huge. Does work well with Nightpack Ambusher as well. I'll take the hazard though. I think anything that is a land but also value is hard to pass up because I haven't had any trouble hitting playables in this format. So just like getting extra playables in a deck that wouldn't otherwise have them seems worth it. Predator Strike, I guess. I mean, it is a spell that's you can play for Wavebreak Hippocamp. You can keep Talrand alive. So there are some formats or situations where this card can be good, but maybe out of the sideboard against a red deck. Okay, we get our Totally Lost, which I guess is fine. Little expensive. Probably not playing a Prodigal Sorcerer. But I mean it's okay with Prophet of Krufix, I guess. Phage, the Untouchable. Gotta love a Phage. Thermal Alchemist is interesting. I don't think it's worth the splash currently, but I'm not ruling it out. Spellseeker I like quite a bit. Boonsater's kind of sweet. Okay, so right now Spellseeker gets Think Twice. It's instant or sorcery. So it gets Think Twice, Consider, Silent Departure, Tarfire, Firebolt. So a good bit of value. Snake Form is a little weird. Boonsater, Elspeth does some crazy stuff. I'll just take this one, I guess. Ooh, this, wow. Jace Vryn's Prodigy is in here? And there are fetch lands, okay. Wow, okay, this pack is full of stuff. Ethereal Forager, Flooded Grove, Jace Vryn's Prodigy. I mean, Jace seems just ridiculous, so I'll take that. But, oh no! There it is! We're pretty far away from Cruel Ultimatuming now, aren't we? Yeah. Oh, man, I talked it up too. Like, I love this card, it's so sweet, but we just don't have the mana for it. I could take Void Slime, or I could just take Fabled Passage and then hopefully Void Slime come around. I'll do that. I think it's unlikely someone's in, like, my colors as much as I am. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. That's okay. Disc is okay. Tundra, I don't have any white cards, really. Teferi's kind of cool. Let's take Teferi. Kind of, like, redundant with Prophet of Krufix, I guess, but it also works well in the Prophet of Krufix deck. Growth Spile seems perfect, though. So I'll definitely do that. I'm not playing these. And there's a chance I just don't end up playing these red cards, but I do need this cheap interaction, because they're really good with Talrand, Hippocamp, it's surviving. I guess Stormwing Entity as well. This is looking like not a very good Augur of Bolas deck. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 9. Yeah, I don't think 9 spells is enough for Augur to actually do a thing. So I'd probably cut Augur. Totally Lost is like, there's an option. I would like to not have to play it. The Octopus is fine. Mishra's Factory is also kind of good. I mean, it just blocks as a 3/3, so it can keep you alive. How many playables do I have? Like 21. I think I'll just take... I guess the question is, am I playing the red cards? Probably. So I'll just take the Octopus then. I don't think I can afford to have a colorless thing work in my deck, and this does have Flash. So I can play it works well with Nightpack Ambusher and all that situation. Ooh, Duskwatch Recruiter. More Fixing, Negate. Negate seems good. Fixing seems... I want all of this. If I could just take this pack, I'd probably be done. Man, Negate. I want it. I want it so bad. I think Recruiter's so good. I have 1, 2... I only have like 3 Fixing lands. I think I need to take this so I can actually cast my spells. And that's a lot of 5-drops if I run Totally Lost. So maybe I cut it. I mean, Prodigal Sorcerer isn't the worst. It is a win condition. And I have some ramp, you know, maybe it's fine. Sawtooth Loon. When there's the battlefield, return a white or blue creature to your hand, draw 2 cards, then put 2 cards on the bottom. Interesting. Can run that as Fixing. Kazul's Fury is another red card that's like not really a spell, but I think I just want to run like 1 mountain, so I don't really want that in my deck. Milliken's interesting. Nezumi Graverobber is like an insane late game card. I'm not playing the rest of these. So, in matchups where I want ramp, I guess Milliken works. Divination's interesting. Snake Form. Loses all abilities, becomes a snake. That's a 1/1. I mean, I have... Let's see. For card advantage right now, I have Factor Fiction. Hippocampus kind of makes me want a Snake Form, or Beast Within is similarly decent removal. I'm gonna try snake form. I've never cast this card. I've never turned anything into a snake. The first delve card is pretty useful. I've taken fixing now, but this does give me double green, which is kind of a problem. But I have Harrow, Felwar Stone, Thawing Glaciers, and Ethereal Forger is kind of awesome. Because I have a bunch of spells I'd like to get back, and this is like the first thing that gets value off of it. So I'm gonna take this dude. Part evidence, Soccer Steamer Student. Cruel Ultimatum Wheeling. It feels bad. I can enter this as a copy of any creature. I don't have any good ETBs, but copying Nightpack Amateur is good. Talrand's Legendary. I guess I'll just make some crabs. I can have Disc. Sideboard. Mulch. I don't really want... Take this thing. And Grim Flayer. Grim Flayer would be good. I'm probably not playing Milliken anymore. If I can avoid it, Prodigal Sorcerer is kind of bad. I mean, Serrated Arrows are just like a much... Well, actually. Maybe this card is good. I don't know. In some matchups, it's kind of insane, and it works well with Prophet into Fairy, whereas Serrated Arrows doesn't. But I need to make cuts, so let's cut the Sorcerer. I like Jace. Hard Evidence is fine. It's a good fixer. Snake Form is probably bad. The Octopus doesn't really synergize in our deck. And then I have like a bunch of 5s. I guess this is a 2, really. I could cut to Fairy. It's not the most necessary card. But it is a win condition. Void Slime didn't come around. That's right. I have no counter spells. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. Like, there's like one counter spell in each color for this deck, this cube or something. If you just don't get it, you're just stuck. I don't know. A deck like this without counter magic is so bad. Okay. Well, given that, I guess I just ramp to Bribery. So that's the game plan. 24, so this is currently 16 land. Spikefield Hazard puts it up to 17, so I think that's fine. 17 land, 1 mountain, 7/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, kind of 8 green sources. I think I'm gonna cut the Felwar Stone, and I'm just gonna run 17 lands plus the other card. I'm gonna run it like that. See you all round 1. Alright, this hand looks good. We got Crab, we got Jace, Serrated Arrows. I mean, honestly, our best chance at winning with this deck is just draw by Bribery. As much as I hate to admit it, the card it's game winning in many situations. This deck would have killed for a Void Slime and a Negate. So in hindsight, I guess taking those is important. I'm somewhat conditioned by like Vintage Cube, where like fixing is important and there's a bunch of cheap cards. My opponent's deck looks sick. Serrated Arrows is going to help with Spectral Sailor. I'm on the draw though, which is a little unfortunate. Do draw the Cascade Bluffs. And I play it because I want to loot away lands with Jace. Like I'm likely to want to hit green sources for Nissa. So looting away these islands is something that's probably going to happen. Okay. They make it a 2/2. Yep, that's a problem. Come on, Jace. Draw us into the non-existent removal that we have. Oh, this deck is a nightmare. No, actually, I have quite a bit of removal. I have the cheap red spells like Tarfire and things of that nature. They Magmatic Channeler looking for a land, I guess. They do hit it. Magma Opus is gone. Niv Mizzet's in the discard. Okay, their deck is spicy. Brineborn Cutthroat. So let's Jace right now. I guess I'm nowhere near casting Nissa, and I'm probably gonna want all of these lands. For the sake of mana efficiency, I'm gonna Spellseeker here. This also gives me an answer to the Octopus. I'll take Firebolt. Yeah, let me think. Because I can grow the Cutthroat if I do the thing, but I have to think twice for that anyway. I'll take Tarfire. Because then next turn my play can just be pass, Cutthroat, Tarfire. So they draw their second card. Does this still have Spectral Sailor's ability? Yes, it does. Okay, they compulsive, so they're trying to find another land. So, Fabled Passage. Then if you control 4 or more lands, untap that land. Okay, so I can put that into my discard. Let's fetch. Jace is if there are 5 or more cards in your graveyard. So Fabled Passage puts me up to 3. Think Twice is 4. Tarfire is 5. So I can flip Jace this turn. Let's fetch here. We're gonna grab green. I lose out on a lot of Cutthroat value though if I do that. So let's just... Yeah, I feel like Cutthroat is going to be my win condition. So let's play this now. And then like in their upkeep Tarfire the Octopus. I should have just flipped Jace this turn. Upticking on Jace gives me like a failsafe. It's really good. I should have just done that. They are fetching. Yeah. I'll just kill it now, I guess. I should have done this a lot differently, but here we are. And there's no need to flip Jace now because I can't activate it. So I can just keep Jace safe from removal. And they don't do anything? Okay, and there's not a whole lot of point in flipping Jace right now. Thawing Glaciers, you love to see it. So slow. It's so slow. Let's start by flipping Jace. Ah, they have the Cutthroat. Okay. So they're gonna kill Jace now. Repulse. Okay, so they just bounce Jace. That's fine. Stormwing Entity. So I can think twice into the entity. That seems pretty good. I'll just discard. I have so much like card advantage here. I guess I'll do it like this. Think twice into Stormwing Entity. Bottom both of these. This is kind of the worst Brindborn Cutthroat, but I have this 3/3 flyer now, so that's pretty good, I guess. Ooh, Forager is really good. Okay, let's start by attacking with the entity and see what happens with their Cutthroat. Oddly enough, I actually maybe should have kept one of those lands, but the idea is like, I want 6, but I don't want 7. If I keep one, I kind of guarantee myself 6 lands, and going up to 7 is not exactly where I want to be. Okay, well they exiled Magma Opus, so I know it's not that. Venser Shaper Savant. That's quite the card. Where are they getting all of these good cards? my deck's full of bad cards. I would like to access the good cards, please. Okay, they bounced the friend. I get to play Jace. And I get to play my... At this point, I'm probably better off playing the Forager. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes probably a Planeswalker. Oh boy, what is this? Finalizing Promise, Repulse, and Compulsive Research. So they get to bounce my Ethereal Forager, just leaving all of those cards exiled. Ugh, that's gross. Okay. I mean, decking out is also possible for them. I lost Nissa, and like my bribery targets are getting less and less. Oh, I should put in Felwar Stone. So they have a 4/3. Don't really mind trading off here. If they have a removal spell, it's way better for them to use it on these than it is to put it on Jace. That also fills my graveyard for Jace. Oh, Teferi's kind of insane, isn't it? Yes, it is. So we get to flip Jace. Hopefully hitting a land. I regret bottoming those 2 lands now. Okay. Bottom Serrated Arrows, I guess. Flare Forest. And Jace will just uptick on the Venser. This card gets bigger if they have 4, so very unlikely they hit that. I can flash into Teferi. If they have counter magic though, that's pretty bad, so I guess we just play around counter magic here. Obviously, sorcery speed, this opens us up to like enchant control creature or whatever, but I think it's more likely they have counter magic somewhere because they haven't played any. Their deck suggests counter magic, and Teferi can be countered. It's kind of weird. The opponent was playing pretty quick, and then the last 2 turns they've gone like they've taken like 5 minutes to make each decision. Maybe their cat ate a bunch of stuff they own. All right, they're making a play. What have you got? That's a lot of mana. Magma Opus is gone, so this could be Banefire Jace. This looks like 7 mana. Nope, they're not. Okay. we'll let you know when they actually decide. Hardcast Moon Circuit Hacker. It's very weird they're not activating Magmatic Channeler, but maybe they are concerned about decking out. Okay, never mind. They cast the Moon Circuit Hacker before seeing what they hit. Oh, and they hit Chandra Hope's Beacon. Hopefully they don't have a 3-drop spell they can double cast, because that would be disastrous. I guess they could just kill Teferi, right? Yeah, that's bad. She falls to 1, but Tarfire's gone, so I still have 2 burn spells in my deck. So I really want to find those this turn. Because her giving them double cast spells is like insane. So I lost outright. If I didn't Teferi, I could have like ambushed the Venter, done some crazy stuff. Wait, they could hit Jace too? What the heck? That's not even fair. That's messed up. Wow, I did not realize that. Okay. I can think twice, Stormwing Entity. I mean, this is all really bad. Let's start with think twice, I suppose. I want to go blue, green, green, because I have a lot of blue cost here. Drawing a land here would be clutch. Okay, that's amazing, actually. So I get to go red, blue. Firebolt down the Chandra. Then play my Stormwing Entity. Grab 2. Don't want either of those. Chase upticks on the Moon Circuit Hacker. Chandra's dead. So we've gotten that far. So they can't double cast like a Banefire on my face or whatever. And they might deck out now. Okay, so they can make a copy. They can make a copy of Venser if they want to, but then they do have to sacrifice one of them. So like it's an interesting tempo play, but it doesn't accomplish a ton. And I also have the line of like flashback Firebolt. Or wait, this can copy anything? Wait, this card's way better than I thought it was. I thought this was creatures you control. This is just a clone with upside. I need to take this card more highly. That's insane. Let's also see how they scry. Show game log. 2 to the top? Okay. I don't love that. Okay. Breeding pool. 2 to the top, you say. Uptick Jace on Stormwing Entity. This Ethereal Forger is looking pretty bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can play Talrend Wavebreak Hippocamp. That's kind of awkward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I can crack a Clue. And then if I draw a land, I can play Talrend. I can play Forager plus Hippocamp, which gives me a lot of flyers. Yeah, I think I want to do Hippocamp Forager. At which point I guess I'm supposed to crack the Clue first. But I guess we're here. And I think I'm just gonna keep Firebolt in my discard. So this is just a sad Ethereal Forager at this point. No attacks. Okay, they get a Shark Typhoon for not that much. 3/3, but they put both cards on top, so that's a little scary. I will just trade off with the Shark probably, because our game plan involves surviving until they deck out of cards, I think, at this point. So they attack Jace. We block. Their thing dies. Alright, now I actively do not want to draw Bribery because they... Like, what else could they have in their deck? This looks like Banefire or something. Teferi, Master of Time, floating a bunch of mana for some reason. I also did not know this card had prowess. Teferi lets them phase things out. Wait, they're just gonna die. They loot. They're floating mana though. I don't know why they floated so much mana. Into Rel Storm Conduit. Okay, Rel is a little scary. But they don't have many cards left in their deck. How do they scry? One top. They keep putting cards on top. The cards they put on top don't do anything. Okay, Spikefield Hazard allows us to trigger a lot of stuff. And Harrow. Okay, that's really good. So let's go Talrand and all of that jazz. Jace will shrink your Stormwing Entity. Then I can Harrow for a mountain into Spikefield Hazard. This is only the first spell each turn, so actually, I guess I can Harrow now, while it's safer to be tapped out or whatever. Grab mountain and island. Then I can spike field hazard their thing. I could also attack. I guess Teferi can phase stuff out, right? So that's fine. I mean, I have a million flyers, so let's just attack Rail Storm Conduit, I guess. Because this thing's really small anyway. Okay, they used Teferi to phase my thing out. That's fine. I mean, if they just have Rail Banefire, you know, so be it. Yeah, I think they do. Oh, it's just Temple. Okay, that's beatable, actually. I can work with that. And Rune Chanter's Pike. I mean, I can block the stuff. This is fine. I probably take the hit off the Stormwing entity because they're unlikely to hit Prowess next turn. Because the plan was to double block with the Talrand tokens, but that's no longer an option, obviously. Okay, and we'll kill the Moon Circuit Hacker. Okay, kill you. Trigger this, draw card. Oh, Factor Fiction. No, I'm the one in threat of dying. That happens. Crab here. Double block here. Take 3. Yeah, because this can't kill those, that dies. Okay, let's do that. Maybe that was wrong. Maybe I'm supposed to chump because Rel can do damage. But they get 2 turns, but they only have 5 cards left in their deck, you know? And game log, what did you do with this card? They scry to the top. So, I mean, it's got to be a Banefire of sorts. Yeah, maybe that was wrong. I just chump block there. No, because I need to chump block this anyway. So regardless, I'm taking damage. Okay. I guess I am taking the hit off of Stormwing Entity for 2 so that I can chump block Docid next turn. Oh, they don't attack. That's amazing. Okay. It depends on what's on top of their deck, obviously. And this flips if you control 3 or more wizards. And this is not a wizard. This is a wizard. That's not a wizard. So if they cast 2 spells, this thing just becomes huge. Oh, alright. Rel copy. What do you got, opponent? Really, any removal spell kills me because I only have 2 drakes. Yeah, I think that does it. They kill both drakes. They attack me for 7. Rel does the last 1 damage to me. Yep. Alright. Well played, opponent. But they spent so much time on this game. I also didn't see any counter magic, so that's useful as well. Why is this a 5/4 now? Didn't they only cast 1 spell? Maybe Jace... Oh, Jace isn't shrinking it anymore. Alright, things I liked about that deck. Talrand was sweet. I mean, the nice thing is I got to see basically their entire deck, which was useful, and they have a lot of bounce. Niv Mizzet is a great bribery target. Totally lost. Prodigal Sorcerer. They have some Planeswalkers that does some stuff. Belwar Stone is kind of just like a free mana rock, and I was always looking for mana throughout that whole game. Nissa... Yeah, she seems kind of... I don't know. This just felt weird there. Yeah, I think on the play I just decrease my curve a little bit and help myself accelerate. Alright, going first. Yeah, I guess I'll keep this. I get to go turn 1 Thawing Glaciers. Turn 2 grab an island. And that will eventually let me hit my mana. Prophet of Krufnik's Thawing Glaciers is kind of sweet as well. Do this, get a blue. Next turn I get to like hopefully draw land in Growth Spiral. I don't. Okay, I mean I'm gonna play this. I guess I'll just play this and pass. I really would like to hit a land off of Growth Spiral, but if I miss it's also a little bit bad. They play Cutthroat. I didn't really see much counter magic from them, so I'm just not gonna play as if they have any. Take 2. Maybe I should have played Hard Evidence. I think I'm just gonna go for this. If I hit a land, it's so good. I don't. Okay. Ugh. Alright. This is really bad, actually. I get to play... I mean, I hacked... Ugh, this is so bad. Hard Evidence. This will give us a mountain, I guess. But then this goes back to hand, which would have been a time to Growth Spiral. But the reason I needed to go for Growth Spiral... Oof, I have to discard. I guess Teferi is pretty bad. The reason I needed a growth spiral was because I can't even Thawing Glaciers into growth spiral because I have to tap the mana there. But if they're just doing this, then maybe it's not that bad. Okay, let's play Thawing Glaciers again. Kill their thing. And I mean, say what you will, Thawing Glaciers has drawn me like a lot of cards here. Alright, top. Okay, so we both just have infinite cards in hand right now. But we're setting up for a Prophet of Crufix. And they're very low on time. Like, if I win this game, it seems almost impossible for them to win the next game. Okay, so I want a Thawing Glaciers. If I crack the Clue, I can also get a Felwar Stone. Crack the Clue for 2. Play Felwar Stone. I want to get Jace into play as well, so I guess I just play Jace. And then attack for 3. And then I'll just activate Thawing Glaciers, because then I'm going to be able to play Prophet, and that's just pretty backbreaking. And they probably have Venser here. Activate this. Okay, they kill my 3/3, giving me a 3/3. Pognify into Repulse the Ape, maybe? Oh, into Jace? Oh, okay. Why not just Pognify the Jace? I genuinely don't understand that. We get a Forest. We get this back to hand. And now things go a little bit crazy. Prophet of Crufix. Concede. Thawing Glaciers, Prophet of Crufix. Attack for 3. Oh, weird. All my stuff untapped. If they have counter magic, it's not the end of the world. They ventured the Ambusher. That's fine. That's a losing battle against Prophet of Crufix. They didn't even bounce the Prophet. That's insane. Alright, let's grab another Forest here. Bounce this to hand. Silent Departure is pretty good. So, what are we doing? We're playing Jace. I mean, I guess all this stuff is flash, right? So I just go Firebolt your thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm just gonna play Jace. Attack them for 5. I didn't even need the Thawing Glaciers here, but this card gave me like so many lands this turn. Then I can play Nightpack Ambusher and Ethereal Forager. And Teferi, okay. Teferi's fine, I guess. I mean, he's dead. They loot. Alright, I'm just gonna respond to that. I mean, they already know it's coming. Ambusher. Forager. Okay. They finally concede with 3 minutes remaining. We're on the draw. So I like Felwar Stone a lot on the draw. I mean, I just saw like Venser and whatnot. This doesn't kill Planeswalkers, does it? No. I mean, Nissa does feel good. Right, because this is here, this is here. So this is my curve currently. Nissa does just make a lot of value. Maybe Teferi's just a little bit slow. Alright, Nissa seems a little better than Teferi. Even if I pay the cost or whatever, she makes a 4/4 right away. Little awkward here, but we have Fabled Passage for some amount of help. Mountain. I'm just gonna use this now. Yeah, Teferi would have been a lot better. I kind of regret this whole thing, but that's okay. Spell Seeker. This works nicely with my curve, so let's just bounce that. Maybe their hand is very bad, and I want to like slow things down. They play another Channeler, so I can Spell Seeker for... I guess I just draw Harrow. So I could play Nissa as early as next turn. Sacrifice a land, get 2. So I guess we just Harrow? And I guess I do it now. While they're less tapped. Forest. I'll just get 2 forests, I guess. Next turn I just start making 4/4s potentially. Teferi can make things phase out, but that doesn't accomplish a whole lot. Alright, this is a lot better than Teferi here. So let's go Cascade Bluffs, Nissa. Oh, I need to do the... Okay, pay this, pay life, this. Make a 4/4. I mean, It's possible they have something to kill Nissa, but the best thing I saw from them last game was like Chandra. Because they would need Teferi to phase out the Phyrexian Horror and then somehow get Magmatic Channeler up to 4 instants or sorceries. Okay, I mean, that gives me... Sure. You gave it summoning sickness, I suppose. Nissa makes a bigger thing. Let's go... Spellseeker. Okay, they phase out the 5/5. If I just firebolt the Teferi, it seems pretty hard for them to come back. Let's just do that. Let's go Island, make blue-red. Firebolt you. Hard Evidence. Go. The next turn we get a 6/6. This Nissa is absurd. What the heck? Okay, they have big Chandra, but she's... If they have a 3 cost, like Repulse, they can bounce. The funny thing, actually... Okay, so they just do that. Do they have Burn? That was actually a pretty good play with the Chandra. Let's go ahead and play this untapped. Or let's crack the clue, right? Because I have 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so let's crack the clue here. Oh, that's quite good. I mean, they're kind of just dead. Attack. No attack with Spellseeker. Banefire, they're pretty far away from hitting me with. And I like holding Silent Departure because Niv Mizzet is the one card I saw that does the thing. They didn't activate Channeler, and they played their land instead, which is a bit interesting to me. Alright, opponent, whatever you got, I'm running into it, I suppose. Shark Typhoon. That's right. So they get to make a 6/6, eat this, they take 5. And I'm gonna Silent Departure the Shark. Actually, I could just Firebolt the Shark, that's even better. Oh. Okay. I'm not that mad about this one. They're at 4. They know about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play an island. Last turn. Okay, what do you got? Sea-Octopus. They're super dead here. They have that. They can mutate this onto it. They could just play the thing. I guess they're just in like chump mode. So I can force them to... They have to block both of these. So I can attack with Spellseeker. Because it's kind of free. Do they have to block? I guess they could take this and then Siren Storm Tamer. They could block here. No, I think they're pretty much dead. Okay. And their hope was like, I don't notice the Firebolt in my discard. Okay, see you all next round. Oh boy, do we have a hand. We're playing against Marl Fox. Yeah, this is probably a mulligan. Okay, this hand looks good. I have learned the ways of Nissa. Teferi feels... Well, I have Jace. I can Teferi pretty easily, and I could just play Spikeville as a land or a thing. Nissa seems insane, so I'm gonna get rid of Teferi. I'd like both, but my deck's full of 5s, and... can I draw a red untapped? No, but I do draw Bribery. So, also pretty good. Let's go... I suppose Cascade Bluffs. Because I'm pretty much, like, just gonna kill this thing. When it entered, what does Enlist do? As this attacks, you may tap a non-attacking creature you control without summoning sickness, add its power... Oh, wow. Okay, discard a card that gains indestructible. That card's insane. It is dying to an Usher of the Fallen. Do I do that, or do I just play Jace? Because this is so bad for the... I think I have to play Jace here. How did they scry? Whenever it enlists a creature, scry too. Okay. I guess I don't want to let them have the scry, so... As sad as it is, I'll kill this. We'll just play off curve for this turn. Maybe not the best Bribery matchup. Thawing Glaciers. Alright. Let's go Jace. Glaciers. I could take 2 for a couple of turns, but Glaciers guarantees that I can get my 5 lands for Bribery in time. And it gives me my second green for Nissa. I'm like obsessed with this. It's so good with Courser Fix. Alright, Jace down. Wow, their mana's like really good actually. Let's see how they scry. Everyone has been scrying 2 to the top like this whole time. Wave Break Hippocamp. I mean, I'm pretty much just ramping to Bribery, so I guess I just wait. Also ramping to Nissa, and Nissa's just insane. Like, I'll make a 4-4, and then a 5-5, and then a 6-6. They did put 2 on top, so Counterspell is a little bit rough. Let's Thawing Glaciers here to get a green. Okay, Tarmogoyf is big. So let's see what you got. Blue, blue. No, they have the counter spell. Okay, that's fine. They're just trying to draw into something good. You just put it into play. So this deck's actually, this is not that good. Rada, I can grow. This is bad. The Brontodon is a 3-4 that doesn't really deal with it. Welcoming Vampire is fine. Giant Killer can tap stuff. Blood Red Elf can trade. I mean, I just need a little bit of time, right? Does this have trample? No. Okay, Bribery's pretty bad here. What else do they have? A Johnny Vengeance, Shatter Skull Smashing, Snake Form, Praetor Strike. So their deck's not great. I just need to think in terms of like, what don't I want them to have? Blood Red Elf would be kind of gross. Harbinger, I don't care about. Obstructionist is whatever. Rada's cool because it lets me play lands. It's also a 3-3, but Threshing Brontodon's a 4-3-4. I mean, I could just grab Spellseeker. That feels like what I want to do. Spellseeker into Silent Departure. And then I'll have Nissa available. Yeah. Next turn. Next turn I go Nissa, uptick, Silent Departure you. Or I guess I play her uncompleted and I make a 6-6. Jaya is going to kill my Spellseeker. Never mind, they make a monk. Oh, and they can enlist the monk. That's kind of cool. So I'm going to take this hit. They draw a card, but I get to really disrupt that. I mean, they know about the Silent Departure. Okay. Drawing Tarfire is good. So let's go Island. Nissa puts me down to 2 life, which I don't love, but here we are. I could also go to 4 life and just make a 6-6 here. But then I'm dead to any removal spell. If I go to 2 life, I'm not dead to any removal spell. Let's do that. There's a lot of stuff I am dead to. But if I can survive a turn, next turn I have Tarfire plus Silent Departure Flashback. And this does not gain trample, right? Yeah. I just bounce the big thing. The downside here is they can... I'm still dead to any spell, I guess, right? Because Jaya downticks kills my Spellseeker, and then I take 2 if they have any spell here to trigger prowess. It's a very precarious situation. Okay. Okay, we are dead. Sideboarding, they're pretty aggressive. Is there anything that I want to, like, stay alive? Not really. Prodigal Sorcerer. They do have some stuff that Prodigal Sorcerer is good against. Bribery actually seems pretty bad against them. Let's just do that. Go first. Green, green, blue cards, you say? I mean, if I draw a blue source, we're pretty good. I'll keep. My deck's full of blue mana. Maybe that's risky. Okay. Their mana base is so good. They're supporting a solid 4 colors with like fetches and duels and all of that. I don't know how they did it. Meanwhile, oh boy, I'm over here regretting everything I've ever done. Okay, Tarmogoyf. Blue. You know what? We will take it. It's very, very slow, but it's not the worst. Their draw is much slower this time as well. Big old Brontodon, that's scary. Prodigal Sorcerer. Alright, let's get blue. This goes back to hand. That was a mistake because now I have to discard. Yeah, I was supposed to do that later. Because now I just give them an extra creature type too. I guess I'll discard this. Yeah, if you do it on their turn, I don't discard. And then it's fine. Because I just gave them extra Tarmogoyf points. I need to draw Prophet of Krufix, I think, to have a shot here. Consider helps. If I can consider into mana for Stormwing Entity. It also grows the Tarmogoyf though. Let's just... I can't even take advantage of Growth Spiral again because I didn't draw a land. I can consider into a blue source, play the blue source, and then Growth Spiral, but if I miss, then I just don't do anything this turn. And I think this is a lot better than doing nothing. Use this. I'm probably just going to get Silent Departure again. Hard Evidence is decent, but I'll get Silent Departure. Play Thawing Glaciers. Pass. They just flash in a Harbinger. You're a little bit slow, my friend, Thawing Glaciers. This is the most aggressive deck I've ever seen. So I think I pretty much am just kind of locked into blocking the 3/4. They think twice. So I take 5. Breeding Pool untapped, you say? Oh boy. How much am I taking here? 7. No, I'm not, because I get to Silent Departure, and this says tap a creature without Summoning Sickness, right? Yeah, so I can Silent Departure the Thrashing Brontodon, because that's the hardest for them to recast. Then I play Breeding Pool untapped, and I get to activate Thawing Glaciers, that way my Scry matters. Get us a red source. Then play this thing. Try and hit an untapped land here. Okay. I kind of just want running lands, I think. So I'm dead to removal spells again, obviously. They didn't have that last turn, and I'll probably just chump this Tarmogoyf, maybe. Oh, if they attack like that, I go to 1? I can go to 1. They have the thing? They have the thing! Alright. I'm not beating that, I guess. I was actually kind of getting there, right? I was going to draw the blue. I would have had enough mana for Talrand, Firebolt, and Consider. And that would have been a pretty strong play. So they had the Predator Strike, but if they didn't have that there, we're in good shape. See you next round. Oh, right, we're playing against XL Snapcaster, and they have my favorite card art as their emblem thing. Oh my gosh. This is the hand we've dreamed of. Talrand Prophet. Beautiful. We're just going to play this tapped. Make my life... I'm not doing anything, and I don't want to have to, like, worry about when it happens. Growth Spiral. Oh my gosh. I get a Growth Spiral into Hard Evidence. This card is kind of busted. Put this into play. Yeah, I get to Hard Evidence. Next turn I get to Harrow into Stormwing Entity. Hopefully draw a land. Spellseeker. I mean, if they counter my Harrow, it's kind of the end of the world, but that's fine. There's literally just negate in the cube that I've seen. I'm gonna grab Mountain Island. Then I get to do this. Harrow Storming Entity is awesome. Remove Soul. Okay. Of all the cards I have, that is not the worst thing to happen. It is a big dude though, so it's a little unfortunate. They get back Remove Soul. So... oh, I would love to have that in play. Let's play Talrand. Opponent also missed a land drop, I think. No, they didn't. Okay. They're like hard control at this point. Forager. So let's play Spellseeker. If they want to remove Soul as Spellseeker, they can. And just any untapped land and we just get to go crazy. Tameo taps my token. That doesn't actually do anything, but it works. Okay. That. Profit. Game over. They tap the thing that doesn't really stop us. I I can respond to Augur of Bolas because I really want this Ethereal Forager to resolve, but I think it's... The only one they have is Commit Memory I can think of. I just let that go through. Because Desertion, they already played their land. They whiff completely, so that's even better. Okay, so... I mean, I can crack this first. I guess I want to save a blue, because I could hit, like, Consider or something. So they do that, and then I get to Ethereal Forager. 1, 2... Growth Spiral, Hard Evidence, Harrow, Forest. Actually would have hit the Hippocamp. Green, blue. Do this. Attack Chandra. Or Tamio, whatever this thing is. They have 1 card in hand. I guess I want Harrow. So if I tap 3, I can play Hippocamp and then I can play Harrow, but then I can't play Nightpack Ambusher. But I feel like playing the long game is probably better for me, so let's do that. Because I'm guaranteed to draw a card off this Harrow. They tap that. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess maybe that's a reason. Like, I want more aggression here. Let's do this now. Sacrifice this and get some forests into play. I have a lot of blue. Okay, they hit my Tarfire. That's fine. The Ambusher is the card that I'm really excited about anyway. So I will play the land because this deck is pretty mana hungry. There's not a whole lot of point in attacking them. And on their upkeep, I'm going to ambush. Okay, there was a stop in their upkeep. It is what it is. If they drew counter magic in that draw step, that's pretty rough. Play the thing, draw a card. Okay, they didn't have counter magic. Thawing Glaciers is good. Let's attack Tamio and see what happens there. They have 1 card in hand, so like Shark Typhoon is pretty backbreaking. And I'm just gonna start getting wolves. I don't really feel the need to play Jace. I think growing my board for free is pretty high value. I also will Thawing Glaciers on upkeep to thin my deck a little bit. They get to tutor for something, I think. Sorcery, creature, instant. No, it just gets them a land, right? I don't know if Balagan Recovery counts as a land in their discard, but I don't think it does. Okay, I guess it... Wait. They have Augur of Bolas' creature, sorcery, instant. Balagan Recovery must count as the thing, I guess. I keep tapping my Forager. Lord of Extinction is huge. Let's Thawing Glaciers in our upkeep. Get another island. Consider. Okay, so I don't really have good attacks. But I have Consider. I mean, I'm just gonna keep getting like a ton of value here off all these wolves and whatnot. Then I Consider in their upkeep, which does grow Lord of Extinction. Ooh, Factor Fiction. Bribery seems good here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll put that on top. Reckoner, Bankbuster. Yeah. They draw. Factor Fiction is gonna make Lord of... I mean, if they have the fling, they can just like insta-kill me. Okay, so they're getting Augur of Bolas. I mean, I guess they're like, I need to find an answer here. Snake form can make my guy lose value, I guess. Cast Foff. Nissa's pretty good. I've heard good things about Nissa. Alright, they conceded the whole match to this. Interesting. Disappointing actually, because I really wanted to play that out, but this deck was sweet. Prophet of Perfects remains one of my favorite cards, so happy about that. Harrow was awesome. The line of Harrow into Stormwing Entity was one of my favorites, so really happy about that. Nissa overperformed. She's just absurd. Like, yeah. Making 4/4, 5/5, 6/6, or she can make an 8/8 if you spend 7 mana for her. Seems really good. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.